Till now, we have been using for each as a terminal operation to print things on the console, but it's not always the case. In a big application where we are writing some useful code for an organization, we don't print the values on the console. We want to accumulate the output. Maybe we want to return a list. We may be interested in a list of items depending on the predicate or some other logic. So in this video, we will see how to collect elements, how to collect the output after the stream completes its execution. So for example, we have this movies list. It has 3 movies and we have a requirement to return a list of movie title, okay, for all the movies which have the rating 10. So all the movies, we need a list of titles for all the movies which have rating 10. How do we do that? So in this problem statement, there is a condition. Using that condition, we will filter some elements and then we will accumulate all the values that pass this condition and we will return a list of title only. So there is a filter, there is a map, and then we will see how to collect the output. So we start with this stream. Then we apply the filter because the condition is that we are interested in movies which have rating 10. So we write a predicate that movie dot rating must be 10. Then we say that we are interested in the movie title. We don't need the whole movie object. We are simply interested in the movie title. To do that, we apply the map method and we say that movie : title. Now, here is something that we need to do in order to convert this into a list. To do that, we call the collect method. Collect is again a terminal operation that will conclude the stream processing. And so let's call the collect. And this collect accepts a collector. Collector is a class, a utility class provided in the JDK API, Java API that has many implementations, and we will use most of them or important ones to demonstrate how to collect values in different ways. So for example, because we need a list of title, so we can use collectors.toList method. So we pass this collector.toList to the collect method and it will convert the output into a list. So let's see that. List of string, and we say that movie titles. Okay, and let's try to print it. So we see LOTR and the Dark Knight because Matrix has the rating 9, so it was filtered out. Just to recap what we did, we called this stream, then we applied the filter, then we applied the map to get the title, then we called the collect method and passed it a collector using toList because we need a list. Similarly, what we can do, we can convert this output into a set. To do that, we can simply say that we can pass it a different collector because there are many collectors by default provided by the Java API. So we will say collectors dot to set. So if I simply remove this set and if we simply type to, then we see a lot of methods: to list, to set, to map, to concurrent map, to unmodifiable list, and you get the idea. There are many implementations that already there in the Java API, and we can use them to collect the output in many different ways. So we are going to use to set. And now instead of list, we have a set of string. Okay, I need to import it. All right, and now if we print it, So we see the same output, but this time instead of a list, it is a set. So we see how simple it is to collect the values using the collector with the help of new Java Stream API. All right, now if we go to the documentation of toSet, we see that it says that it returns a collector that accumulates the input elements into a set, but there are no guarantees on the type, mutability, serializability, or thresh safety of the set returned. If more control over the returned set is required, use toCollection. What it says basically, it may return any kind of set. It depends on the Java API, and there is no guarantee whether it's going to be a simple hash set or linked hash set or a concurrent set. It doesn't provide any guarantee. All we need to do is, if we are calling this toSet method, we will collect the output as a set, and that's it. If we want to do something else, if we are, for example, if we say that we need a linked hash set, then that's not possible with the toSet. And similarly, if, let me copy this and use the list version, movie titles list. And similarly, if we check the list method, toList method, then we see a similar warning here that there are no guarantees on the type, mutability, serializability, or thresh safety of the list returned. Now, how do we make sure that if we want a certain kind of, a particular kind of list or a set, how do we do that? It says that if more control over the returned set is required, use toCollection method. So if we want to have more control over the data type of the collection that is being returned by the collect and the collectors, then instead of calling toSet or toList, we can call toCollection. So let's keep the set implementation untouched, and instead of toList, in this case, we will call toCollection. Now this toCollection method accepts a supplier, and this supplier is used as the collection factory. So whatever supplier we provide here, it will be used to provide the new collection that we want to create. So what I mean by that is, because in this case, we want to have control over the list returned and we want it to be an array list. So what we can do is we can provide a supplier. We can say that whatever you do, but return a new array list to me. All right. Now this time, if we say this instead of list, what we can do, just to check, we can say array list, because we can be sure that it will be an array list returned by the collect and collectors, because we are calling toCollection method, and toCollection method, to the toCollection method we are passing a supplier and we are saying that we need a new array list. All right. So that's how we use toList, toSet, and toCollection method. We will be covering few more things related to collectors in the upcoming lessons in a gradual way. All right, that's it for now. Thank you.